What's up, family? Relationship Friday. I'm KD Bowe with licensed therapist and life coach
Robin May.
I thought you were going to do it like you typically do. And I'm Robin.
Oh. You know, people say that I am theatrical, but you are as well. Would you agree with that?
Hit the praise dance real quick.
Because what folks don't know is that I danced for my wedding. Let's continue.
Okay, well, good. All right, so how do you, this is a good one.
How do y'all get over that issue?
Yeah, how do you get over, like, most of us, y'all, us, have an issue that we can talk about everything else.
Yes.
But when we broach this topic or when we talk about this issue, shuts it right down. So let's break that down.
Okay, so y'all, I know, listen, these videos are not long, but let me tell you the story. I was coming home and I was on the airplane, y'all. And I was trying to mind my own business, Katie.
Traveling
and
spirit.
I was getting on the plane. There was a couple in front of me, and the husband could not find his boarding pass. So he turns to his wife and says, "Give me my boarding pass." Make a long story short, he said she had the boarding pass. He said she had the boarding pass, and they got into the biggest argument, Katie. We're walking down the ramp. Their voices are getting loud. Like, they're very angry. And, Katie, you know me. I was doing everything in me not to jump into the conversation. I wanted to help them navigate that situation because they were fighting about a boarding pass, but I knew it wasn't about the boarding pass.
Wow.
Eventually, the wife says to the husband, "I have a question for you," because you know that's how the wives do. "Let me ask you something."
She did a hand like that,
She
too.
said just like this. And I knew it. I wanted to give her a high five. She said, "Why do you always blame me for everything that goes wrong?"
Oh.
It was not about the boarding pass. That boarding pass represented something she was feeling. So I want to help you understand why you and your spouse can't get over that issue. I want you to get that issue in your mind. If you're dating, if you're engaged, y'all have an issue too. It's because, Katie, most of the time when we're arguing, we are fighting the wrong fight. We are fighting about a boarding pass. We get distracted with the boarding pass, and we don't take time to get to the core issue. The core issue is that she felt like he doesn't take responsibility, that he places the responsibility on her. So that can show up with a boarding pass. That can show up with homework with the kids. That can show up with who changed the oil. I want you and your spouse, it starts with you, though. I want you to get clear. What are you really frustrated about? I wish I had the boldness right now to tell you the one issue my husband and I keep dealing with over and over again. But I'm not telling you all my business. But I know now what the core issue is. So number one, I want you to stop fighting the wrong fight. This is the second reason. Now this is gonna help you. Katie, did you know that when we are arguing, then our voices start escalating. We start getting angrier and angrier. Did you know that as your anger goes up, your IQ goes down?
What?
At the same time. As your anger is rising, your IQ is going down. So what does that mean? When you hit the pinnacle of your anger, that's when you're not thinking clearly at all. No wonder you say and do things you normally wouldn't say or do because you're so angry. Katie, it happens at work. It happens with our kids. I remember there was a time, this had to be 10 years ago, my boss said something at that time, and I was so angry. I acted up, okay? I acted up, and when I stepped back, I realized, oh my God, I would have never said that. So you have to that's not the time to try to have a fruitful conversation. When you know this is not an opportunity for you to dodge tough conversations. This doesn't mean just because there's a conflict, oh, I got to run away. But this is when you know we're no longer operating at an intelligent level.
Okay.
The third thing, some conflict, y'all, you won't resolve if resolution to you means that we agree 100%. So if you're fighting until we agree about this issue 100%, that may not happen. Some conflict needs to be managed. So in other words, look, we're not going to agree 100% on this. This is what we can compromise with.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I am going to argue until you say to me, "Robin, I agree with you."
Wow.
Or you say, or Lee says, "Robin, you're right." It's fruitless sometimes. Stop trying to get resolution if resolution means that we 100% agree.
So you're going to stop
Some
doing that?
conflict needs to be managed. Well, I'm going to tell you this.
Lee,
I'm probably
watch this,
gonna
Lee. Watch
work-
this, Lee. I'm going to do Lee. You going to stop
I'm
doing
not
that?
ready for number 3. I'm not ready for number 3, but I'm going to work on 1 and 2. So why can't you get past that issue? You're fighting the wrong fight. When your anger goes up, your IQ goes down. That's not the time to think about it or to work on it. And the third reason, you're trying to get to 100% agreement when it probably just needs to be managed. How can you compromise?
And you can't say based on number 2 But see, I know you mad because what you just said was real stupid. Your IQ really went down right then.
Oh,
didn't it?
Katie, I'm so
You
glad
can't
you
say that.
said that. Give me a high five. I'm so glad you didn't like giving me that
I
high
really
five.
didn't like that. I like that. Whoa, really? That's weird.
But I'm really glad he said that because look, marriage requires maturity. You don't want to get strategies like this and then use them against your spouse.
Mm.
Use them with you. Instead of saying, I know your IQ is down. How about saying, you know what, I'm saying stuff that I normally wouldn't say.
Wow.
So let me stop, and can we talk about this again? Take responsibility. Marriage requires maturity.
Good stuff. IBelieveInMarriage.com is Robin's website. You want to get in
Yes.
contact with her. Wealth of information right there. Make sure you log on. And thank you for joining us for this Relationship Friday. And whatever you do, if you know this is going to help somebody, share the video. We won't even charge you. Share. Ooh.